Free-to-Play-Spiele werden immer beliebter. Neben mir sitzt jetzt Anton von Gaijin Entertainment. You are the distributor of both War Thunder and Crossout. One is already out and the other one is coming. Do you think that free-to-play titles are the future of gaming?
We in the Gaijin, we have strong belief that a lot of type of games, a lot of genres have its future in a free-to-play game. Not all, of course. Some of the games are not suitable for free-to-play game, including adventure games. But as for action-paced games and RPG games, we think free-to-play is the future for them. We have very strong belief in that.
What do you think are the advantages of the free-to-play system versus the one-time purchase and play for all eternity?
Well, the main advantage of free-to-play system is that it's easier to try, and well, of course, if the game monetized fair, then it's more fair model for players, because they only pay if they like the game. In a premium model, you have to buy a game first, and even trying using demo versions is not exactly the same thing, because it could be that demo version is too short to get the understanding, or the demo version has the best parts of the game now, or the demo version is actually 90% of the game, or any potential issues that could be with the difference between demo version and full version. So free-to-play doesn't have this disadvantage. It's more fair, of course, only if publisher, the developer, is not trying to squeeze money out of players using their addiction to the game, which had happened in the past with the earlier free-to-play games, especially MMORPG games. It's much rarely happen with action-based games.
And if we talk a little bit about War Thunder, it won the Gamescom Award for Best Simulation Game in 2013. It came out last year for PS4, and you're back with the game this year. If you look back at all the stages this game has gone through, what do you think has changed the most about the game?
Well, the game is still an open beta. We were planning to achieve release earlier this year. Unfortunately, we are a little bit late. The game is still in a rapid development. We not only introduced PS4 version last year, but we also introduced ground forces, which is a huge addition to the game. Tanks and anti-aircraft artillery. So I guess that would be the biggest change in the game. Yeah, I think that will be the biggest change in the game, adding ground forces that was our original plan. When we launched the game in open beta in 2013, we published a development roadmap on the site. It included the ground forces, so we managed to achieve that, the biggest milestone. Out of that, we only have few milestones before the game will be release quality and release stage. Unfortunately, we're a bit late with that. We were planning to do that earlier this year. I hope we'll still manage to do that this year.
And I remember a post from Alexander who said that trophies for the PS4 version are not in the game yet, and they're definitely planned to be added. He posted this a year ago. Are they still a plan? Do you have a time schedule maybe when trophy support will be there?
Yeah, sure. The trophies is a part of the what we call release stage of the game, because when the game is in rapid development, it changes a lot, and some of the trophies could be unfair to achieve, too easy or too hard, and then you have to change the way you have achieved them, meaning that it's not the same trophy. I mean, if you got this trophy a year ago, I got this trophy today, we probably have get that completely different trophies, although the name is the same. So in order to avoid that, we are not adding the trophies until the game is stable. Frankly speaking, if we would add the trophies when the game entered PS4, there was no ground forces there, so there could not be any trophy related to tanks.
DLC trophies. You could add the trophies later on.
I understand, but the team, of course, but first of all, the amount of trophies in DLC is also limited. You cannot add trophies forever. And second, the game changes in aircraft area as well. It's just a bright example. So we are planning to add trophies, of course. We still plan to do that. I guess that will be this fall, maybe this winter. Again, we were originally planning to do that with the release stage of the game, when the game is of course it's an online game, it's always developing, but the main areas of the game are stable. They're not changing all the way. So.
You mentioned the release version of the game. Will this still be free to play, or will it also come out disc-based? As a retail version on a disc, or will it be just download free-to-play version?
So the game will be free-to-play. And we had some offers from retailers, distributors, to make a package version of the game. But if there will be a package version of the game, it means that there will be some content, premium content, added into the package. The game, even after release, it will be still free to play. The main difference between release and open beta is that the game is stable and serious. A lot of things are going to be added because it's an online game, it's always in development, but remaking the at least basic core gameplay, meta gameplay is not going to happen.
And you said fall, winter, so the finished version of the game is definitely coming out in 2015.
Not definitely. Okay. Well, that was the plan again, but as I already said, unfortunately, the game is a little bit behind the schedule. The main reason because we have to maintain not only develop the new features, but also have to maintain the current user base, the current gameplay modes, fixing the current issues, the current bugs, and stuff like that, and that affects slow down the development of the planned features. But I'm happy to say that all features in roadmap that were originally planned in 2013 are currently either developed and published, available to public, or in the development right now. So there's nothing left for release version of the game which is not in development right now. I mean, somebody is working on it. So I hope it will be this year, but maybe it will be very early next year.
And another plan I've heard is you're going to implement virtual reality into War Thunder. How can I imagine that for a strategic game?
Well, most of the time you spend in your aircraft, when your aircraft, which is the perfect fit for virtual reality. Out of currently available genres on the market, vehicle simulation games are the most suitable for virtual reality because it's the most natural thing. You are actually sitting in the chair and looking around and having your controls in your hands in real life, and in virtual reality you're doing the same thing, which means that vehicle simulation is the most in the moment, is the most suitable current genre. Of course there are going to be new genres or adaptations of all genres, but currently out of all genres, racing simulation, airplane simulation is the most suitable for virtual reality, or other vehicle simulation in general. So War Thunder was a natural fit. We were very early adapters of both Oculus and Morpheus, starting from development kit 1 of Oculus and the earliest version of Morpheus. We were supporting both devices on PS4 and PC, of course, because it's for different platforms. So in the moment you can try yourself on a Morpheus. Of course, it's not yet released, but we have development kit, and we're showing it here. And of course, you can download the War Thunder and try on Oculus. I don't think we support Oculus DK1 now, only DK2, and we're gonna support the Creation Bay and release version, of course.
If you're talking about Project Morpheus, do you have any idea when Morpheus and your virtual reality version of the game on PS4 will be available to the public?
I don't know when the Project Morpheus will be available to the public, or even if I would know, I wouldn't be able to say. That's up to Sony. That's their virtual reality kit, not ours. So they have to announce it themselves. We want to support it starting from launch date. War Thunder going to support Project Morpheus starting from launch date, but when exactly it will be available on the market, I cannot say.
Okay. And here at Gamescom, for the first time, there is a hands-on demo of the newest Gaijin Entertainment title, Crossout. And first you mentioned plane simulation and car simulation, and Crossout is basically the car simulation type, but with an interesting twist, because I tried out, I couldn't try out building my own car, because but after seeing the models that you have prepared in the demo, I'm really excited to put chainsaws on my wheels and stuff. What was the basic premise behind creating Crossout?
Well, Target Games, the developer of the game, they, like 10 years ago, they had a title, another title, which was called Ex Machina, and it was in a post-apocalyptic world, car driving game in a post-apocalyptic world. They're a big fan of this setting, of this environment and the era, and but we wanted to get the players the creativity, all the creativity they could, because first of all, gamers have changed, the games have changed after Minecraft and other creative games. It's well-known fact that people love to express themselves. And the second thing, it's the most, I guess, one of the most anticipated thing about post-apocalyptic worlds in general. We generally think, we imagine, and we have seen that in movies and in books and everywhere, that post-apocalyptic means that you have to build your own something using something old or looted or you have traded or somehow. So it's very natural thing for post-apocalyptic environment in general. So what we wanted to do is to give that the whole creativity and the whole post-apocalyptic sense, immersion and environment in general. So I guess we really succeeded in that, because although there are some limitations, obviously, mostly based on the physics law, because the car still have to drive and everything, but the options you have there, the different unique models you can build, and the very important thing, a lot of them are really useful. I mean, it's not that you can build a lot of things, but only one car is really working, and everything else is just for showing off. The game is currently in alpha test, very limited amount of players, and from what we've seen, those testers really build different cars, a lot of different cars, types of cars, and different styles. So, and a lot of them are useful. Of course, there could be today fashion of building that kind of cars, but next day it's different fashion. So we think it's really working, and we are very excited about the future of the Crossout.
So since the game is in alpha testing, there are a few players actually playing Crossout already. Have you ever seen a player build car and thought like, whoa, I never thought that was possible?
Well, I did that myself like frequently. Most of the time you see something in the game by someone and then you think, wow, I need to try to do that. And then you're trying to do that, you need to get the details. It's not like you have the all details in your garage. You need to loot them, to trade them, to trade them from other players. So you need to gather the details, and then you're trying to gather the details, and you're trying to build it, and that's really fun. And of course, I've seen that myself several times, not once.
And after you've built your car, what can you tell us about the actual gameplay of Crossout?
Well, in the moment, we call it battle test. We are mostly testing the battle abilities. So right now, that means that you're going into the PvP session with 8 versus 8 players, and you fight for control points or team deathmatch, different game modes. But basically it's PvP, team-based PvP mode. It's not the only type of gameplay that will be in a final game. So that's what we're currently testing, because, and that's most important thing, we want to be sure that, again, not only one type of the car is actually efficient, and PvP is highlighting the weak spots. If something is unbalanced and efficient, everyone is trying to do only that, and that kills the point in being creative and the point in inventing something new. So that's why testing PvP was our main priority and main goal. We tried to do that the first thing as the first thing, and according to our current stage, we think it has succeeded. We had some flaws, we fixed them, but people building not only one type of the car, they're building a lot of type of cars, even different fashion, different style. Completely different ways of how the car operates. So again, right now it's very early alpha test, and the only thing people can do, except for trading and building the car itself, with the built car, the only thing they can do is PvP mode, team-based PvP mode. It's not that only thing, that it's the only thing that is going to be in the game.
I've been in Crossout for about half an hour, and what I really liked was the part where you can destroy either parts of the vehicles. You can destroy the vehicles and they're no longer able to drive. You can destroy the guns, they're no longer able to shoot. But the only way to die is if you die, if the player dies in the driver's cabin. But what I couldn't try out yet was building my own car. Do you have any time schedule or plan when the game is going to be available to the public?
Well, the next stage of beta test, again, it will be alpha tests, but it will be not with tens of people, but hundreds of people, is planned for the end of August. Not available to the public. It will still require signing an online NDA, and it's not the final game. It's not even like CBT before. It's not only not OBT, but it's open beta test. But it's not even the CBT. So it's just a big alpha test that will be end of August. We want to. Well, I don't want to. Frankly speaking, as being a developer myself for 15 years, developers very often are behind the schedule, so I don't want to name exact dates in the moment. We trying our best to build the game as soon as possible, but of course we want it to be polished enough, to have enough gameplay, to have enough depth, to have enough UI polishing to have do not have enough bugs. So until we're satisfied with each stage of the game. Right now we were testing battle experience and trading experience.